Welcome back, everybody, to the Pick and Roll. This is your Monday morning betting show that goes live every weekday right here on the Board YouTube channel, which is the NBA content division of the Hammer Betting Network. Last week, we had an amazing week of support and an amazing week of picks. Overall, on the channel last week, Pips went 9-1 on his picks. That included two big SGPs along with 7-1 on this show right here, Pick and Roll. And even though there is a small slate, not a great slate, a lot of big spreads, we do have a best bet on the way today. So before we get started, guys, if you were cashing with us last week, enjoying the show, make sure you smash that like button. Give us that additional support. Let's get to 50 likes once again. We had a nice streak of 50 likes last week. Let's do it again here. It really does make a difference to the YouTube algorithm and supporting the show. And so you never miss out on any of our content. We do have a big SGP coming again a little bit later. Make sure you are subscribed and following on your favorite podcast platform. All right, even with the not so great slate, there still is 4 games, and there still is a good bet for you guys to make. And that bet involves my Toronto Raptors and the prodigy, Scotty Barnes here. We're going to an SGP for plus 100 odds at BetMGM. It's Scotty Barnes over 6.5 rebounds, over 2.5 assists, and 18 plus points. Basically, we're trying to get a PRA line on Scotty Barnes. We're trying to fabricate one here after the PRA line, unfortunately, has moved a lot since early today. But Pip still is believing that Scotty Barnes is going to show out against his poor Washington Wizards team. So, Pips, why do you favor Scotty Barnes to match up over anybody else involved?
So his PRA line was 33.5, and he averaged 36 PRAs on the season. And Wizards allowed the most points, the most rebounds, and the most assists. Like in every single category, they allowed the most. And if you just take a look, like last couple of weeks, Hayward had like huge games against the Wizards. Then he had Mikal Bridges with big game, a big rebounding game, which is, yeah, I think he had 13 rebounds. Mikal Bridges, that's like double his average. Like Tobias Harris, like every Hunter, Tatum, like wings are doing amazing against the Wizards. And yeah, I just think Scotty Barnes is the guy to do it again. Like Scotty Barnes had poor game against the Boston Celtics, but it's the Boston Celtics, so that was the game he was supposed to struggle. Now playing like, okay, he kind of regressed over the last 2 games to the some normal numbers, and now we can let him cook in another easy matchup. And that's the way I see it. Even in the last 2 games, he was still aggressive. He just didn't make any shots. He cleared this rebounding line in all but the last game against the Celtics, which was blowout. He played only 28 minutes. And he cleared the assist line in all but one game against the Portland, where he had 11 potential assists and only 2 assists. So, like, Wizards are ultimate matchup. And yeah, I just think Scotty will dominate this game like all around.
Yeah, that Celtics game was a bit of a travesty for the Raptors. But the game before that, even though against Dallas, like statistically, I mean, still 14 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Wasn't his best scoring game. Like you said, the jump shots aren't falling like they were to start the season. But no matter what, he's able to have a big impact on these games, even if it's not just from points. But against the Wizards, they really should not have the resistance to take away Scotty Barnes' inside game like the Boston Celtics did. And that Dallas game was very much a game for Siakam. The game plan was to get Siakam going inside. Barnes recognized that and fed him there. So, like you said, this is the game to get him going again against the Wizards.
Yeah. So,
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just like overall, I expect huge game. I wouldn't be surprised to see like 25-8 and 6 game, or 25-10 and 6 game. Wouldn't be surprised. That makes sense, especially Wizards can stay in the game throughout the entire game.
Yeah, agreed. Let's go to the Friday bets, recap the previous day's plays. And it was not the winning end of the week on the show. It was a very, very marginal loss after the 1-1 day. However, the big SGP was a winner. So Pips went 2-1 on the channel. We remind you on Monday and Fridays, we do the big SGP shorts at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Last Friday was plus 250, and it was a winner over there. But let's talk about the show picks first of all. The winning play, as I remind myself here, was the Keldon Johnson under and the San Antonio Spurs under. This one was pretty comfy all the way through from what I saw, but you want to talk about Keldon Johnson there quickly?
Smooth, easy as expected. This one was easy. Yeah.
And the LaMelo Ball, PJ Washington play, both players failed to cover, but it was a repeat, I think, of LaMelo having a lot of potential assists that weren't falling. You sent me a compilation, but why don't you talk about the Hornets and LaMelo Ball?
So I don't know how many official potential assists didn't check out, but I saw 20 or more throughout the game where they just didn't make on his pass, and he was only too short. So his expected assists were probably like 13 or 14, and he ended up with 6. And most of these assists were to PJ Washington, so it was very well correlated, but just ended up the correlation on the poor side because they kept missing. The game ended. PJ Washington ended up with 11 points, 0 from 6 from 3 point, overall 5 from 15. Yeah, I just couldn't buy a bucket, and with this volume, I think this bet's been like 7 out of 10 times. But unfortunately, this wasn't one of our.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but a big SGP at least did win. So anybody who does have those notifications on for this channel, you got that one as well. It was Joel Embiid over, Tyrese Maxey over on points, and Tyrese Maxey over on assists with the Sixers spread. This was the Sixers game against the Pistons. Sixers, by the way, as well, are rolling. Maxey went for 50 last night, 50 points, and Joel Embiid goes for 37 in an 11-point win. Overall, just the Sixers, I guess we could talk about the bet as well, but overall, the Sixers, you and me were kind of not necessarily low on them, but we definitely weren't as high on them as the Celtics or Bucks, but probably not even close. But the Sixers are look like a legit championship contender right now. They're playing the best basketball in the league, I'd say, maybe on par with Denver there. And Maxey is like a bona fide all-star. How far do you think the Sixers team can go this season? And they got a trade to make as well with picks in their arsenal.
I would say Maxi currently is top 10 players in the league. The way he's playing, like it's like saying it's like a all-star. That's like
selling him
100%. Yeah, selling him short. It's like 28, 5, and 7.5 with 15, 40, 19. That's unbelievable. I don't think we saw that for years now. So this is crazy stuff. I mean, they did have some easy matchups, so he cooked in those. We'll see him in like playing some better defensive teams, but so far so good. Fortunate loss of Kelly Oubre.
That was very
He
sad.
played really well. Yeah, so far this season. So I hope he's back as soon as possible. And yeah, just Maxi taking the leap and coach trusting him and encouraging him to be a more aggressive, and it's going so well. I mean, like you have Maxi and Embiid together, then you have Embiid offense without Maxi, and then you have Maxi running this. So like it works. Like you just need to surround them with good shooters and players that can defend, and they actually did that with Covington and Batum. And I'm a huge fan of that Batum part. He's very smart high IQ player, so he'll help them tremendously.
Yeah. Maxi MIP, somebody brought it up here. At this point, I don't even think you can really bet at this point. I'm just checking on FanDuel. It's +1 FanDuel for Maxi with MIP. Like 9-10 games into the season, they're 10 games in. That's insane. That's actually insane. That this early into the season, he's at +100.
I'm
Makes
just
me
going to
feel
say
like
I'm just going to say like the only two players that can be like anywhere close are Scotty Barnes and Alperen Şengün. But they're like having great, incredible seasons. But Max is just like one of the best players in the league, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've always been high on Maxi. Never did I expect this at all, let alone this quickly. But as I said, he's played 9 games, so there's a lot to go. Interesting to see how. I mean, I think I think at this point he'll be an all-star, but the question is how much of this can he keep up? So that's going to be the really interesting saga for him. I just think plus 100 is just insane. If you're thinking about I think the price that you could bet that at is gone. Like you just have to admit you didn't hit the line early, and here it is plus 100 now. That's just too short to take with so many variables. But thank you guys for supporting. We have a viewer here saying that usually missed the live start, but determined to keep the eyes on the notifications dropping today. Yes, you can hit that notification bell on YouTube, and you absolutely know when we go live. You never miss out any of the live shows. I know we don't start quite at 11:30 a.m. each time, but we try to go as close to it as possible and get the show ready for you guys. So having the notification bell on is important, and following us on Twitter at the Board HQ is important as well.
I need to say, guys, you should put notifications on so you don't miss our big SGPs. Like, we are doing great there, and we are getting third of views that we get on the show on the big SGP. It doesn't make any sense because it's 1 minute content and it's winners so far. So you're kind of missing out there. So you need to check out our YouTube shorts on Monday and Friday to never miss our big SGP.
And a question from McLevin, is the show only on weekdays? Yes, it is. We do have weekday shows, but plenty of content on those weekdays. Every morning, me and Pips are here at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Thursday, I'm also on with Kirk Evans, but also Monday and Friday, me and Pips at the big SGPs along with everything. And if you want weekend content as well, weekend picks, you can follow Pips on Twitter at PipsNBA. He also posts his additional bets on the weekend, but for the work that goes into this show, our weekend is a little bit of an extra break to put into the production here. But of course, those extra picks are available there. Today on the show, we do have the one play. Let's finish off here. It is in the Wizards-Raptors game. We're backing Scotty Barnes to stuff the stat sheet again here. 18-plus points, over 6.5 rebounds, and over 2.5 assists on the SGP. Gave us plus 100 odds at BetMGM. Small slate, and not a great slate.
I'll just say, if you happens that you don't have any access to this AGP, playing his assist, playing his PRAs over is okay. Playing his points over is okay. Playing every combination you can get a good number at, you should probably bet it. Maybe just go half unit if you don't have it like we do now, but you can still get this bet anyway because I like it so much.
All right, there you have it. So small slate, but still a great position to have here. Somebody asked about finding the big SGPs as well. I try to put out a tweet as well at 2:30 when that goes out, so you can follow us on Twitter at the Board HQ. Or if it's not showing up in your YouTube short algorithm, it can be confusing sometimes. Just go to the channel page, youtube.com/@theboardhq, and go over to the shorts tab, and you'll be easy. It's on the homepage as well on our channel. If you scroll down to the shorts, it'll be the most recent one, and it's also in the shorts tab. You can go find those if it's not showing up in just your regular YouTube shorts algorithm there. So keep up to date with all the content we have here. Make sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy. You want to hit 50+ likes again here. We've had 50 people consistently watching today, so 50 people watching. Just smash that, get us up to 50. We appreciate all the support. Subscribe as well to keep up to date with the content. Join us later for the big SGP, and me and Pips will be back here tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, for another edition of Pick and Roll, hopefully celebrating the Scotty Barnes victory.